Hello, everybody. Namaste to empaths, lightworkers, starseeds, and other creatives. I've gotten a lot of subscribers from one of my last videos that I did in actually 2014, and I don't even know if you recognize me as the same person because pretty much I'm not, but um, it was about the illnesses and symptoms that beset uh, people that are awakening or empaths, sensitives, and other creatives. Um, and I was explaining that part of the reasons that um, the symptoms escalate in the life of somebody that is supposed to awaken or is awakening is because your time to awaken is here, and so the universe is knocking on your door in any way it can to awaken you. Excuse me. And a lot of times that is, if you're not listening, it will culminate in what is very close to home, which is an illness in your body. And so, um, because your higher power, your true self, your higher self is 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 your it's evolving as you're going through your experiences here in this third dimension. You're actually evolving your own higher self because it's learning the lessons, and it's evolving. You're bringing those lessons home to it, so it's evolving, and it's getting farther away from you. Therefore, if from your actualized experience here, it's already actualized and absorbed the experiences, learned the lessons, and evolved. Whereas if you haven't, here in the third dimension, evolved along with it, it's getting farther away from you. Your higher self is getting farther away from your third dimensional self, dreamland, and it becomes more painful for that part of the psyche. So this part of the psyche, of your higher self psyche in dreamland here in third dimension, is experiencing illness, experiencing chaos. First, it starts out as more things like little problems, little chaos here, little chaos there, seeing things in other people. But if you don't listen, it starts to come more and more close to home. And like I said, if you're not blaming other people, which is great, or other situations, and starting to accept responsibility for your reality, the pitfall is that you can start to blame yourself, which the only thing that does that is the ego. You're still blaming somebody, and so any guilt, uh, particularly guilt, will come out in body illness as punishment of self. So that's a refresher on that. Um, you can every you can trace it down to multiple reasons. Everybody's is going to be individual. What you're trying to tell yourself, essentially, uh, what your what your higher self, however you want to put it, you're trying to wake yourself up, and get your own attention. And sometimes our mind, our ego is really what split. And if we identify with the body, we identify with the ego, and that is the split. That is where the part of us that's split off, and it's not even us. That's what's really crazy, is it's not even us. We just think it's us. And so the ego really doesn't care who it blames. You could be them out there, which means organizations, political societies, people, the world, God, or it can be yourself. It doesn't really matter. So, but when you get up into taking back responsibility, it will become you'll start blaming yourself. That's the pitfall of that level of growth. And you can't, that's not going to work either. So that's why a lot of empaths and people start becoming very sick. So, what's so there's the problem. What's the solution? And yes, you've got to become more yourself, meaning more like your higher self, more you, which is unique. You are unique. There's no one else like you, nor could there be. Um, so there can be a lot of fear in that. There can be a lot of fear in letting go of the world, the matrix's rules, laws, and lies, in that you need to do certain things to be taken care of, that it's in your hands, and that so much is in your control, in your physical control. It's not in your physical control, it's in your mind control, though. It is. That's closer to the truth. Now, anything I say, disclaimer, cannot be said to be truth, because anything we bring here can only, any words I say can only speak a reflection, maybe at the best, of truth, but nothing can be true that is said here. However, you may be able to get the spirit of what I say, and bring that into truth. So remember that. And it may not be your truth, it may not apply to where you're at. So take what you like and leave the rest. Now, the solution, again, on the solutions. Um, there's many master teachers, and I'm going to stop even saying that, but that purport that it doesn't matter what you eat, it doesn't matter what you drink, it doesn't matter the poisons that are around, it doesn't matter what the environment's doing, doesn't matter how much Wi-Fi there is, doesn't matter how much you exercise, doesn't matter what type of medicine. It's the effectiveness or anything. It doesn't. Any of that doesn't really matter in true healing. That you can simply be truly healed by knowing that you are holy and that you are forgiven and that the world is forgiven. You've forgiven the world. Now, if you've forgiven the world, you got to also remember to forgive yourself, so that you can stop beating up on your body. Your subconscious will beat up on the body if you haven't forgiven yourself. So you've got to forgive yourself, and that's true healing. I've got some kind of thing that popped up on my screen here. So now, I don't want anybody to stop taking their medications because of what I'm saying here, but listen, consult your doctor. I'm going to say that. Consult your doctor. But if you're really going to consult with a health practitioner, try to consult with someone outside the matrix that's not been certified by the matrix, would be even better. And you know what I'm saying when I say that? If you're studying any of this esoteric material, but even alternative doctors, which I've worked with both of them, all of them, naturopaths, homeopaths, and chiropractors, acupuncturists, yoga, everything, regular medicine, allopathic medicine, and I've had nutritionist. I do right now. I'm high raw vegan, um, and I've eaten meat. I've not eaten meat. Right now, I don't want to eat meat. I just don't, and that feels best for me. And but any of this stuff is a temporary band-aid. Vitamins, all of it. I have done all of what I have had so many kind of diets and medicines, remedies. I've got cabinets full of remedies. I know a lot about healing, and I can tell you a lot about healing, and I will. If you ask for it, if you ask about certain things, I'll tell you. What it's going to do is buy you time, and that's what it does. It buys you some time to get your mind right. So with each medicine that you take, each it's basically, it's not true healing, but it will maybe take away the pain or the discomfort enough for you to concentrate, meditate, do your spiritual studies, learn how to forgive yourself, to ask yourself, what are you feeling guilty about? What are you feeling entrapped about? What are you feeling fearful of? For instance, one of the things I had to ask myself as I'm taking my medicines and my remedies and doing the nutrition, the right nutrition, um, one of the things I had to ask myself was, what are the benefits of this illness to me right now? Honestly, honestly, because you will not have it if there's not some benefit to it to you. And this is what I would have not wanted to tell everybody. Not I didn't want to say this, but the fact is that if I'm ill, I don't have to take that job that everybody thinks I need to take because I went and got my master's degree, which I wanted to do. I wanted to get my master's degree because I like education. And that's what my inner guidance told me to do. I wanted to do that. If I'd been really truthful, I would have gone to dance school, but I didn't think that that was a valid degree to be an artist. So I really didn't get the degree exactly that I wanted. It was good, and it was good enough. I enjoyed getting the education. But then after I got the education and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go get this. Yeah, I'll be a counselor afterwards." Um, to justify the time expense and the student loan and everything, and not getting a job at that time. I was in education. I was getting educated. So I was essentially lying to myself and lying to other people. I couldn't, I knew that I really didn't want to do that. There was this twinge underneath, like, oh, I'll deal with that later. Like, I don't, yeah, I'll get a job doing that later. But when it came right down to it and it was time to, you know, really say the truth, I totally backpedaled. And you know what? When I tried to, and I tried, and I did try to, I did apply to these jobs. There's not a job that I could get. They wouldn't hire me anyway because they could sense that that wasn't my path. That wasn't right for them. And I've gone to places in trying to do my own practice. I would start classes. I would get certified in something. People would not show up. I've had places that, I was going to start classes at, and then I call them back a month later. They're closing down. I mean, because it's not my path, and I have to be honest about it. Like, I have to start being more honest about what I feel inside, or else I get sick. And other chaos I've seen happen around it too. Like, other people, if I'm not truthful about wanting to show up somewhere, then, and I try to force myself to, I've seen other people fall sick. Really, as you become more and more enlightened, and you can no longer follow the path of the matrix, you have to start being more honest, or else things start happening around you and in your body, that, or in other people associated, or things associated with you, that start falling apart. The world starts crumbling, that is built on lies, and the path gets narrower, as is said in the Bible. I think it's the Bible. I'm pretty sure. So, you're not able to lie as much, not to yourself, not to other people. I not that I don't still, like, I it's easier to tell people what they want to hear a lot of times, because they won't let you speak the truth. Unless they are, unless I have people, I have maybe one or two people I can almost speak the truth with, but really people don't often want it. They can't hear it. It's very hard. Our language is not even suited for me to say, oh, 5 o'clock tomorrow, my intuition says that I'm going to be, something's going to be going on at that time. It's not a good time. That's totally weird to the average person in the matrix. Like, they're like, what do you got going on? I'm like, I don't know, but it's telling me no good, no go. And I actually got on a trip recently. My intuition said, don't go on this trip, or this is not going to be fun. This is not. And I was like, I gotta go. It's a family member. They need me. And it was actually my daughter, and she was having surgery. And what mother can say? What kind of mother would I be if I said, no, I can't come up there and help you? But the thing was, it was a disaster. And I know exactly now why I shouldn't have gone, and why something else, some other arrangement should have been made. I know exactly why. I wish I didn't know why now, because it was very difficult, not really helpful, and it was um, almost wrecked our relationship. Now I know why. But I I have to, as I go along this path, have to be listening more and more closely to my intuition, and not giving to guilt and fear that I'm not going to be taken care of, guilt that other people want to put on me for not working in the regular capacity, that other people want me to work in, like a regular 9 to 5. It's not going to happen. So I got this pop up again. Sorry. Um, so um, basically, that's what that's what I guess that's not too bad of news, I hope to tell you all. Um, you got to follow your intuition, follow your heart, follow the divine guidance given to you, because it starts to get, it's, I don't want to say louder, but it's more real, it's more intense. Like, you know, I've not been the traditional worker ever. I've always had kind of creative jobs, or kind of unusual jobs that would hold my interest. But even more so now, like there's, I would love to think I could be in the, do a corporate job or something like that, and make a regular income, be kind of normal, but it's not, that's not, I mean, you guys probably out there would be like, yeah, she doesn't fit into that. But sometimes I fantasize that I could, that I could have a 401k, that I could have regular insurance, that I could, stay 8 hours a day with, you know, people, in an office complex, and not need my meditation times, or, for at least an hour a day, or in my spiritual studies. And I can't imagine, actually, though, I can't imagine not having time for those things. Um, I just can't imagine living another life. And what's amazing is I am always taken care of. I'm Lakshmi. And I'm not just because I'm Lakshmi, but I should know more than anybody, not more than anybody, but I should know very well that I'm going to be taken care of. And I am. I live like a millionaire without the taxes. I live on the beach between the intercoastal way and an intercoastal way, in a boat. Right now, I'm in a boat on the beach. If y'all could look outside, like right outside, I'm looking at the palm trees and stuff. And if I lifted up the window, you see a boat right next to me. And, I'm very blessed. I eat the best food, and I go dancing almost every night. I have wonderful people who give me hugs and love, and I've got a great partner and other interested paramours, but that are like, I'm very blessed. And I'm getting healthier. I went from not being able to walk a couple of times, having 13 other conditions, to um, very few conditions that I have to manage. And I'm a dancing fiend, so I'm getting healthier. Um, the aches and pains and stuff, they're floating away as I let go of the guilt. If I feel a pain somewhere, then one of the things I ask myself is, or one of the things I say is, I will exchange this pain for the joy of God. That's one of the things that I do in my mind. So next time you have a pain, focus into that, and don't try to make it go away with, stretching it or something, but even get into it and go, I will exchange this for the joy. What joy am I not experiencing because of this pain? Because basically, that pain is a condensation, a contraction, a dense form of energy. So we're light beings, and we have taken that energy and compacted it into an intense, uh, dense energy, and kind of locked it down. So when you take that, just think of all those little places of pain in your body. And if you can imagine, oh, la la, it's 7 o'clock, it's dance time. If you can take those dense places of energy and realize those are like little nuclear, uh, places of energy that have fissioned down, and that if you release them into joy, that's really what they are. So I actually access them as, oh, those are my little, if I'm feeling a little down or something, pain springs up in my body, just like it does with a lot of you who are like with fibromyalgia, etc., which I've had. I had all the symptoms of that. Um, then you release that, just like a fusion. So fission is a condensation, and fusion was when you let it expand out and explode out, and it will expand into joy. And if you can start doing meditations with that, maybe if you all want a meditation of that, then let me know, and we can practice that. We can make something where you can practice that, because it's very powerful. It's worked on me as I release the pain points, um, and also that's also relieving the guilt. I ask myself, what am I feeling guilty about? And currently in my life, and there'll always be something that I'm feeling a little guilty about. Somebody's putting something on me. I'm allowing them to put something, an expectation on me that I'm not really appreciating, but I feel bound by for some reason. Why? Why? Ask yourself why. Alrighty, that's what I got for now. Please give me questions, because that's how I get to channel some of the information. I have to have the questions. I can't just get up, give out information as purely as if you ask. Okay? So please ask the questions. I will check my mail, and then I can get some answers for me and for you. That's how it works. All right, everybody. Blessings, starseeds, creatives, empaths, awakeners. Heal yourself, and then that's your calling to heal others. All right. Have an awesome day. Remember to have a great life. Start by having a great day. Please like and subscribe. Namaste. Bye. 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 Bye.